Throw up the X, Fantasy Hooligans. It's Sunday. Another week closer to the NFL season. Yes, this is not a Michael Irvin jersey. This is a Des Bryant. We'll talk about that a little bit later in our podcast. But most importantly, it's Sunday, Scott. How you feeling?
Good. Ready, excited to get into this.
Perfect. It's another episode of Pigskin Dynasty, your podcast for all things Dynasty Fantasy Football with a sprinkle. Just a sprinkle of sports talk. I'm your host. I've given a great champagne toast, Matt Phillips. And alongside me, as always, is the man, the myth, the legend, the unofficial fantasy guru, Scott Euler. What's up, Scott?
What's going on, guys? I'm excited to get into our new segment this week called the Dynasty What The, or not Dynasty What The, just What The.
Yes, it's one of the new segments we're doing along with our fantasy debates. We're going to talk about Lesean McCoy, which is a little bit of a touchy subject for myself because he's one of my players. But in the meantime, are you ready?
Yeah, let's get into this.
Are you ready, America? I'm ready. Hair's on point. I got great ankle candy on, guys. Anyways, let's do this. Play the intro. For all thing Dynasty Fantasy Football with a sprinkle of sports talk. So we're going to introduce a new segment called What The. What we like to introduce, what the premise of What The is throughout the week we read sports articles. So we're going to talk about a little bit of sports article. It could be fantasy related or not. That's something that we read that we just said, what the? So let's start the subject. We're going to go straight into myself. The NFL recently announced last week that Color Rush is no longer associated with Thursday Night Football. And as a football fan in general, that really just grinds my gears. Because Thursday Night Football in itself is unexciting. Typically low market teams play, the matchups aren't good. You have a handful of good matchups, maybe week 1 when the Super Bowl champs play. Other than that, it's just really, really boring. Plus it's Thursday. I'm at work. I can't really watch the game. It's really, really bad. And eliminating the Color Rush jerseys makes it at least exciting. But as a football viewer, I kind of just viewed into Thursday Night Football to see what the uniforms they were wearing. And especially as a fantasy football fan, Thursday Night Football sucks. I hate having my player play on a short week and risk injury, or at worst, playing a dud and going into the week thinking I lost. Or on the other side of the spectrum, having one of my opponent's players go off for 45 points and going into the week thinking I lost. Yes, Antonio Brown. I'm talking to you. I played against you when you had 3 touchdowns, 10 catches, 100 plus points on Thursday Night Football. I am bitter. So, NFL, I suppose a suggestion. Why not throw alternate or throwback jerseys into the mix? Can you imagine the Cowboys playing their old blue and white throwbacks against the Eagles in their all white throwbacks in the 70s? That would be sick. It will make us so exciting to watch Thursday Night Football. I know you're a business, NFL. I know you're in the profit of making money. But in the meantime, fix this Thursday Night Football jerseys. Make it more exciting for the viewers. Until then, I'm going to look at you and say, what the? Back to you, Scott.
All right, guys, I want to talk to you about the new Tennessee Titans jerseys. They just were unveiled last week, and these things are atrocious. They got rid of their white helmet. We'll start off with that. And they made it all navy. A solid navy helmet with, it looks like a sword, but it's a light gray and a dark gray that climbs up from the back. I just don't understand. It does not look good. And then the jerseys itself, they got rid of this beautiful baby blue and navy combination to put in that gray and light gray color on the sleeve, also looking like a sword. It just does not look good. And then let's get into the numbers. On their future player, Marcus Mariota, they got this 8 that just X's right in the middle, and it is ugly. I don't see the vision. I can't understand what Nike was thinking and what the Titans were thinking switching to these uniforms. They're just not good. So let's have a moment of silence because we won't see these again in the NFL. Thank you for that.
That was What The, guys. If you, that's our new segment. Hashtag us at What The for any topics you want us to go over for the next week's podcast. But in the meantime, I agree. Those jerseys are atrocious.
And let's go back to your color rush. let's look back and remember all the beautiful things the Color Rush has brought us. As a Broncos fan, it gave me back the old Denver D on the side of the helmet that I've been wanting for years. I thought those are gorgeous.
Pretty much everyone benefited from the Color Rush jerseys, besides the Jacksonville Jaguars.
And the Seattle Seahawks.
The disgusting gold jerseys. But that's beside the point. We need to make Thursday Night Football more exciting for the viewers, and I felt that was a little bit of a reason for us to tune in for Thursday Night Football. But that was What The, guys. Please hashtag us at What The on our Twitter feed for any topics you want us to go over for next week's podcast. We'll try to go through all of them. But in the meantime, let's introduce our new topic, hashtag fantasy debates, where something we will go over each week. Me and Scott will oppose each other on various fantasy football related topics. This week's topic is going to be Lesean McCoy, Shady McCoy, number 25 for the Buffalo Bills. I love this guy. Scott doesn't like him so much. Let's go over it, Scott. You start off the debate. You go first.
So when we first started our Dynasty League in 2016, what'd I tell you, Matt? Get out on Lesean McCoy while the getting's hot. And you did not.
Did not.
And guess what? You're right, because you got 2 years of solid production.
Yep.
But now is the time. Get out from him while you can. He turns 30 in July. He turns 30 in July, Matt.
I don't want to.
You got to.
I don't want to.
My whole philosophy is value-based.
Nope.
Eventually, the bottom's going to fall out on his value, and you're not going to get that first-round pick that you could get for him right now. I just want to go over a few things. Turns 30 in July. All right, he lost two Pro Bowl offensive linemen. Richie Incognito and his starting center, Eric Wood, had to retire due to injury.
Yep.
Now, Incognito, retired, unretired. Now he's demanding a release from the Bills. I don't know what's going on. I'm just speculating.
Yeah.
He's not going to be there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
He's lost his running quarterback. We all know in fantasy community, having a running quarterback is beneficial to running backs because it freezes the linebackers on any play fakes and any handoffs. They got to pay attention. All right, where's Tyrod going? So that freezes them for just a brief second. He's going to lose that with A.J. McCarron right now as the presumed starter. And has A.J. McCarron ever been good? Has he ever really fed a running back passes?
Nope.
We don't know. We don't know what to expect from that guy.
I never really started.
They have no receivers on that team that scares any defense. No deep threat. Their best receiver is Kelvin Benjamin. He might be a freaking tight end by the time the season starts. And then if I were a LeSean McCoy owner, I would be trying to get a 108 or better. If I can get the 108, I'm selling. Obviously, I'm going to try to go for a little bit more in the 104 range, 103 range. Just get out while the player's old. Let's reset the clock, get another blue chipper in there, and move on.
You done?
I'm done, Matt. You can tell me why you're wrong.
I got the floor. All right. So let's start with the saying. You make a pretty good argument. Yes, his offense line's down. Yes, he has no receivers. Yes, no quarterback. Yes. Which brings me to my first topic. What are the Bills going to do? They have to give the ball to someone. They have to score points, right? They have to do something. Okay? LeSean McCoy is the reason why they won 8 games or 9 games they got in the postseason. LeSean McCoy is still going to be the workhorse of that team. He's still going to get 15 to 20 touches a game. That is a given. The only question you have to ask yourself, can he withstand the workload? And I think he can. He's in way better shape than he was in younger years. He played an all 16 game this year, which is very rare for LeSean McCoy. LeSean McCoy usually pulls his hamstring once every season, usually out 1 or 2 games. But that's besides the point. On the quarterback, Tyrod Taylor wasn't fast. He ran about a 4.5 40. Okay? Not that big of a deal. He's not that fast.
That's really fast for a quarterback.
For the quarterback, yeah. But let's look at the quarterbacks in this year's draft. We all assume the Buffalo Bills are going to trade up to get a quarterback. They have to get a quarterback. They will need to contend. Look at Darnold. Darnold doesn't run a 4.5, but he's pretty quick for his size. Let's look at Josh Allen. He's pretty quick for his size. Okay, let's look at even Josh Rosen. He's pretty quick. He's pretty big, but he's not the fastest. But
they
can still all run. So that's still, he may not completely do the read option like they did in the past, but that will be fine. And let me point out some stats with you guys. LeSean McCoy has been in the league for 9 seasons, okay? And all 9 seasons, only 3 seasons he finished outside the top 12 in fantasy football. And those 3 seasons because he missed more than 4 games. So let me read you some stats, okay? 2009, he was 103rd overall ranking player. This includes everyone, quarterbacks, receivers, tight ends. He was injured most of his season. He only played 4 games. That's besides the point. Let's go into 2010. He only missed 2 games. He was an RB7, 12th overall ranking player, okay? 2011, 8th ranking overall RB2, only missed 1 game. 2012, 61 ranking, missed 4 games. So you see the consistency. When he missed more than 4 games, he's outside the top 12. 2013, he was the 3rd overall RB2 behind Jamar Charles after that amazing season he had.
With Chip Kelly.
With Chip Kelly, yes, granted.
He's not there in Buffalo.
Not there at Buffalo anymore, but this besides the point. Okay, and look at the consistency. He's getting older. 30 overall ranking in 2014. He was an RB12. He played all 16 games. Okay, older. 2015. He was an RB16 with those 4 games he missed. 2016, getting older. 3rd overall ranking. He was RB3 behind David Johnson and Ezekiel Elliott. And RB7 last year, getting older. He's 29 last year. He was an RB7. He played all his games. So he's getting older, but he's missing less games.
Now let me.
I'm not done yet. I'm not done yet.
I don't want to step on your toes. I got you.
He's trying to be like Stephen A. over here. What are you doing? Okay, let me do my thing. All right, so my point is, guys, yes, he's 30. Okay, and everyone's scared of the whole 30 number for running backs. But these are professional athletes. This guy has a strict workload and a strict diet. He doesn't eat those Doritos anymore like he did younger. He's leaner. He's 210, closer to 210 than he was 215. All right, and still, look at his running style. He was never the type of player that will run people over. So that offensive line does not concern me. All he has to do is break one person's tackle or juke someone out, and he's gone. Okay, so right now, when I look at assets on your fantasy team, like Lesean McCoy, I like to ride my assets out. You bought a car, okay? You're gonna own that car for a long, long time. A car starts showing wear and tear, what are you gonna do? You're gonna rebuild, you're gonna put a new car part in there. Lesean McCoy is rebuilding himself. He's becoming a better running back, a better mature running back. And I guarantee you this year, he'll break into the top RB5. Mark my words, RB5 or better for Lesean McCoy this year. Scott, you want to jump in?
Yes, I want to jump in. Do you think next year you're going to be able to pull yourself a top 6 rookie pick for Lesean McCoy? I don't think so. You might get a 2nd round pick for him just because he's got that age number 31 that scares everybody off.
Lesean McCoy be an
Now,
RB5.
are you going to get points in 2018 for what he did in 2013? So everything that he just said as far as what he did previously, that's in the past. That's behind us. That didn't win you. You're not winning a championship based on what he did in 2013. You're worried about what he does.
I won 2.
You're worried about and he's endeared to that player because he won championships with him. So he's holding on to him. He remembers the good old days.
Listen.
You're worried about what he does in the future. What's coming up? You got to project. I'm projecting that I would rather have 10 years with somebody else instead of maximum 2 with Lesean McCoy as he's eroding.
Linda, listen.
What happened to Matt Forte? Just use that as a prime example.
Matt Forte is a horrible example because he had other players on the team.
He was very similar stylistically to Lesean McCoy.
But they had other players that can benefit. Like they had receivers. Bills don't have receivers. They have no one to score.
The Jets don't have no receivers.
Points. The Buffalo Bills have no one to score points. So if they want to have a chance to move up the field and score points, they're gonna use Lesean McCoy. But that's the end of it. Okay, guys, tweet us your responses. Do you think Lesean McCoy's done? Should you trade him? Should you keep on? Should you ride his value out? Do you think he's gonna have a good season today? Tweet us at Dynasty Pigskin.
And I'll put up a Twitter poll on at Dynasty Pigskin. There'll be a Twitter poll going up today.
Okay. Cool. Look out for that Twitter. Tweet us at #FantasyDynasty if you want anything else we want to talk about for next week's topic. Give us a topic. We'll review all of them. We'll pick the one that we like and we'll go over it for next year. But in the meantime, guys, that's all the time we have for today. My name is Matt Phillips, your host with the most, alongside me is the unofficial fantasy guru. We'll see you next week. You guys all stay beautiful. Peace.